It started off as an idea among friends, geocaching friends. There's our logo. We all love the outdoors. We geocache together. And as we talked about our dear departed friend, Anu, we decided we would make a memory quilt for the family. This is the first quilt square that I put together to get things going. And the idea took off quickly. People pitched in their 10 by 10 inch squares, and I now have 35 of them, enough to make the quilt top. This will be a gift for Anu's family at her funeral, mid-April. Not everyone knew how to sew, but those who didn't got help. Here are some of the quilt squares that have come in from the various friends. Most of us are geocachers. We have a large, very supportive community. Our dear friend was an avid geocacher. The quilt squares represent something that symbolizes her, or something that she loved, or some memory of the quilt square maker that has to do with our friend. Some of them are very detailed. Some are simpler. All are made with love and great admiration for our friend, who was kind and generous, outgoing, loving, and she will be greatly missed. Next step is cutting the sashing. The sashing goes around the quilt squares and kind of frames them out. So here I go. Okay, this is a couple of days later. Here's a piece of that sashing that I mentioned, and that is sewn in between the quilt squares. I have completed the vertical sashing part of the job, which joins each quilt square, and I'm going to show you. This is row 1. And the second row. Third row. Fourth row. Fifth row. Sixth row. Seventh row. By the way, this is not my home. I didn't have this kind of room to spread out the quilt top, so I asked a friend who gave me permission. So the next step is to put in the horizontal sashing. The horizontal sashing will be gray fabric, just like the vertical sashing, same fabric. Let's look at some of this top quilting, professionally done. This is, of course, the front. Each square has been quilted a little bit differently. This one, for example, has clouds. so that the birds are flying in clouds. This one has a decorative edge quilted on it. This one over here has medallions quilted right into the fabric that highlights the mandalas. This heart has another heart quilted right on it. I think that's particularly beautiful. The peacock looks like it's encased in a cameo, and the butterfly has a butterfly. She's included some unique shape or something to go around each square. Look at this one. I love that one. Beautifully highlighted and complemented. They're all so well done. This one has waves because it has a sea theme. It's hard to see that one, sorry. Again, some more decorative things. This one is particularly nice. Very nicely done. She's had to do something different for each and every square, and I really think she did a great job. I also want to take this opportunity to point out how beautiful this quilt looks even from the back. You can see the stitches that were done from the front come through the back, and this person did such a lovely job. Even the back is beautiful. That's the sign of a professional long arm quilter. Now it's time to attach the labels to the back. There are going to be 3 labels. This one is her name embroidered, and the Om sign that she used to wear around her neck, one of her necklaces. And this label is about talking about the memory quilt, who made it and why, and how our friend will always be remembered. So that gets the center space. And this one just has the names of the folks who made the quilt squares. So 3 labels. They are pinned right now, and they all have to be hand sewn. So that's what I'll be doing for the next few hours. Okay, after the labels, now it's time for the sleeve or the casing, whatever you want to call it. I've already attached it. Well, that is to say I've already hand stitched it all the way down across the top of the quilt. When I got it back from the long arm quilter, it was already inserted, the sleeve was already inserted into the binding at the top. So you might say it was halfway already sewn on. And of course it was just hanging there, so I attached it using a blind stitch. You can hardly see those stitches. And that goes all the way down so that you can put in a rod and hang up the quilt, if that's what you want to do. If not, it lays flat and would look nice on top of a bed. This is the closing of the video. One last look at this beautiful labor of love done by Anu's friends. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye for now.